All right, buckle up, because we're going deep today. We're diving headfirst into some declassified KGB files. And guess what they're about? UFO sightings. That's right. You wanted to know what the Soviets were really thinking about unidentified flying objects back in the Cold War? And let me tell you these documents. They're fascinating. And maybe a little bit creepy, too. But that's why we're here, right? To unravel these mysteries together. So get this. Deep within the KGB, this massive secretive organization, they had a whole department dedicated to investigating UFOs.
A dedicated UFO desk.
Seriously, I know, right? It sounds wild, but it's true. And we only know about it now because of these declassified documents.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder what else might still be hidden. But that's a story for another time.
So why were the Soviets so interested in UFOs anyway? Was it just Cold War paranoia, or was there something more to it?
Right, because you'd think they'd be more focused on things like, spies and missiles and all that.
Well, it was definitely a bit of both. They were absolutely fixated on staying ahead of the West technologically. Any unexplained object in their airspace. It could be a potential weapon. It was a time of high tension, remember?
Makes sense.
But their investigations also suggest a genuine curiosity about extraterrestrial life. This was the space age, after all. Sputnik had just launched. Yuri Gagarin became the first man in space. The idea of aliens. It wasn't so far-fetched.
So they were worried about enemy spies and little green men at the same time. Must have made for some interesting meetings.
Imagine it. The KGB. Known for their ruthlessness, their control. Meticulously analyzing thousands of UFO reports from all across the Soviet Union.
That's a lot of reports.
Oh yeah, they were documenting everything, from strange lights to radar anomalies, all with this incredible level of detail.
So how do we know all this? Did they keep, detailed records?
They had a specific protocol for UFO investigations. It wasn't just about silencing witnesses or dismissing everything as Western propaganda. These reports, they were taken seriously.
So what did a KGB UFO investigation actually look like?
Think of it like any other intelligence operation. They'd send out investigators, interview witnesses, use surveillance techniques.
Real cloak and dagger stuff.
Exactly. Sometimes they even brought in scientists and engineers to analyze the data.
Wow. It's amazing how these documents challenge our image of the KGB. They were clearly taking UFOs seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
But their investigations were often hampered by a lack of physical evidence. It must have been frustrating for them, dealing with so much ambiguity.
Absolutely. Imagine trying to apply their traditional intelligence methods to something as elusive as a UFO sighting. There was rarely any tangible evidence to analyze, which probably just fueled their suspicion and paranoia.
Speaking of suspicion, a lot of these sightings happen near military bases, right? Was that a major concern for them?
It was a huge concern. We see reports of strange lights over missile silos, unidentified objects tracked on radar near airfields, stuff that would make anyone nervous, especially during the Cold War. They were constantly trying to determine if these incidents were just misidentified aircraft or atmospheric phenomena or something more sinister.
Like what?
Like foreign espionage or even alien interest in their nuclear capabilities.
Alien interest in their nukes.
Well, they had to consider all possibilities.
So did they ever find any conclusive evidence linking these sightings to foreign powers, or dare I say it, extraterrestrials?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. The KGB, they were in a tough spot. On one hand, they were diligently investigating these UFO sightings, but on the other hand, they were also actively involved in cover-ups.
Wait a minute. They were investigating UFOs and then sweeping them under the rug. That doesn't make any sense.
It's classic Soviet Union. Control the narrative, silence dissent, manipulate public perception.
So UFO sightings were a threat to their authority.
Exactly. They couldn't risk widespread panic.
Did they think people couldn't handle the truth about whatever they were finding?
Possibly. They used propaganda and disinformation campaigns to discredit witnesses and downplay certain events.
Wow.
And they even suppressed reports, making sure certain information never reached the public.
So it's all about protecting national security.
Officially, yes. Unofficially, who knows?
It's like something out of a spy movie.
Right.
All these secrets and cover-ups. It makes you wonder how many potential discoveries, how much information was buried beneath layers of Soviet secrecy.
It's a question that still fascinates researchers today.
What we do know is this approach to information control. It was typical of the Soviet regime, and it makes you wonder how much we still don't know about their UFO investigations.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible to think this powerful intelligence agency, known for its harsh tactics, was grappling with the possibility of alien contact. Did they ever find anything truly compelling? Any evidence to suggest we weren't alone?
Well, the declassified documents we have, they don't offer definitive proof of extraterrestrial life. But they do reveal a deep fascination with the topic. The KGB was particularly interested in reports of alleged encounters and abductions.
Abductions.
Yeah, they meticulously documented these cases, often interviewing witnesses and attempting to corroborate their stories.
So even the KGB, known for its pragmatism and ruthlessness, was captivated by the idea of aliens.
It seems so.
It's kind of mind-blowing.
And remember, this was the height of the space race. The U.S. and other countries had their own programs dedicated to investigating UFOs, and the potential for extraterrestrial life.
It's a global phenomenon.
Exactly. The idea of alien civilizations had captured the world's imagination.
Okay, but here's where things get a little unsettling for me. The KGB wasn't just investigating UFO sightings. They were also monitoring individuals interested in UFOs. It's like something out of Orwell's 1984.
Surveillance was a cornerstone of the Soviet state.
So even amateur astronomers and UFO enthusiasts, they weren't safe from the KGB's watchful eyes.
Anyone deemed a potential threat, or even just interesting, was subject to monitoring. Remember, this was the Cold War, an era of paranoia and suspicion,
Right.
and those who delved into UFOs. Those who sought answers outside the official narrative, they attracted attention.
So they were building files on these people, tracking their movements, maybe even tapping their phones, all because they were curious about UFOs.
In a way, yes, but it's important to remember, this type of surveillance wasn't limited to UFO enthusiasts. Anyone who deviated from the norm, anyone who expressed dissenting views, could end up on the KGB's radar.
It was all about control.
Exactly, a way to maintain order, to quell any potential unrest.
So we've gone deep into these KGB files, learned about their investigations, their cover-ups, their fascination with the unknown. But after all this, what can we definitively say about what the KGB knew about UFOs? I mean, did they ever find any real evidence of extraterrestrial activity?
It really is the big question, isn't it? The documents we have, they give us these glimpses into their investigations, their worries, how they did things, but they also leave us with more questions than answers.
It feels like we've just scratched the surface. We've uncovered this connection between Soviet intelligence and UFO research. But there's still so much we don't know.
That's the thing about these historical mysteries. They make us curious. They make us want to dig deeper, question everything we thought we knew. Who knows? Maybe someday more of those secrets will come out.
It's a bit unsettling, though, isn't it? To think that even something as strange as UFOs got caught up in the Cold War, paranoia, and secrecy.
It shows how powerful information is and how far governments will go to control it. But it also shows how fascinated we are by the unknown. As humans, we're drawn to mysteries, to the possibility of things beyond what we understand.
So where do we go from here? What would you say to those listening who want to learn more about this?
I'd say dive into the documents yourselves. Put the pieces together. Come to your own conclusions. These files are a goldmine of information, just waiting to be analyzed and interpreted. Who knows, maybe you'll find something even the KGB missed.
Exactly. The truth might be closer than we think, hidden in plain sight, maybe even stranger than we can imagine. So to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never lose that sense of wonder. Because the search for truth, especially when it comes to UFOs and the KGB, is a journey full of twists and turns, and who knows what we'll discover along the way.